Hey, Sam, sorry to bring up Trump versus Biden again, but clearly Biden is not scared of his base anymore. He knows that thanks to so-called lesser of evils, of two evils logic, likes of you will still ask people to vote for him eventually. In best case scenario, he gets a ceasefire deal done so late in the game that several hundreds of thousands are already dead. Give me a reason why the likes of me shouldn't campaign and declare that we won't be voting for Biden to put fear of God in him. Give you a reason why likes of you
That's the thing, is it's not that we say who cares about, like, vote for what you want if you're in a swing state or whatever. It's that you're mad at us for not saying don't vote for Biden and throw the election for that. And I just don't, like, if you want to do that, go ahead. But why do you, like, I don't agree with that as a wise choice.
I mean, I think, look, the thing that I think is good about the protests at these universities is, you know, I think it would be good if they divested, but I don't think it's going to have a dramatic impact. I don't think there's that much divestment. I don't think the divestment at the college universities is really going to impact Israel in the way that it might have, you know, even symbolically in terms of South Africa. But let's say they did. I think the value still of the protests is more to signify to the Biden campaign that they're in trouble in terms of youth voters. I'm not even sure that as a first order measure that they are in trouble in that respect. So I have no problem with, in fact, encourage like the idea of like, you know, protests that make the Biden campaign and administration scared about re-election. Yeah. But yes, you're right. When we get closer to the election, I imagine there's going to be a lot of opportunities for me to say, like, if you're in a swing state, you should vote for Biden. Because the bottom line is, I do not see voting as a mode of self-expression. I do not believe that voting is an effective tool to punish people. I do not believe that people learn lessons, that political parties learn lessons from when they lose elections in that way.
We know they didn't with Hillary.
No.
They just blamed Russia and the left.
I mean,
I talked to two activists from New Jersey about the uncommitted campaign, and it's a contradiction created by the two-party system where he deserves to lose this because of supporting this, and also him being in office compared to a Republican makes the lessons for the activists that are trying to get people to move against supporting Israel in this country. It's a much clearer lesson because Democrats aren't saying, no, actually, we'd actually be doing a little bit better than what Trump is doing right now, which is the main difference. I don't think you can really say Biden's going to be better than Trump on this, but it's clear that his coalition is more against it than Trump's would be.
Yeah, I mean that's the bottom line. There's no one trying to discipline Donald Trump on being less
Pro-Israel.
Pro-Israel. You know, I think if you, I certainly can understand people who, you know, can't bring themselves to vote for Joe Biden. But again, I don't think that's what voting is about. And, you know, it's one thing to say, like, I personally can't do it, whatever. Okay. It's another to advocate that others don't. And to do anything other than say, I can't do it because from an emotional standpoint, it's just too painful for me to do it. To pretend that not voting for him is a political act, I think, is where it's really an issue.
And I just think, like, people can say things like I see in chat, a vote for Biden is a vote for genocide. I think there's a way that's true. And I also think that there's a way that voting for Lincoln was a vote for genocide, too, when you look at what happened in Dakota. I think that is what happens when you decide you are going to try to have any influence at all in who runs this country, which is a bloodletter.
Paying your taxes is also participating in enabling a genocide.
Yep.
I mean, that's just the reality of it.
We just reject the moral standpoint as too limited for, I mean, maybe as an individual, people want to operate that way. We have a bigger scope of responsibility here as people who comment on politics widely than an individual moralistic position. And it's just not compelling, especially after 10 years of talking about this, frankly.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.